Alright, so this lesson is on the idea of perimeter. Hopefully it is a revision from year 10, but like I've said, I'm going to teach it from scratch again. What is perimeter? It's the term for the total distance around the boundary of an object. So if you want that in less words, if I was drawing something, if I was tracing something, it's the length that you trace around a shape. Triangle, pentagon, etc. To find perimeter, there's two ways that you need to do it. One of them really you shouldn't need on your cheat sheet, but I'll teach it to you anyway. Firstly, you need to make sure all the links are in the same units. Because if they're not in the same units, if you've got 100 centimeters and then one of the sides is 2.4 meters, if you add 100 and 2.4, your answer is going to be way out. Convert everything to the same units. Now, if the object has straight sides, just add up the links of all the straight sides. That's all you need to do. This is the perimeter of the shape. Your book has a formula for finding the perimeter of a square. What's special about a square? All the sides are the same. What's the perimeter of a rectangle? What's special about a rectangle? Two of the sides are longer than the other two. What's a pentagon? It's got 5 sides. I'm not going to waste time giving you a formula for that because all those have straight sides. I can cover that by just telling you if something has straight sides, you add them all together, as long as they're the same units. Right? However, if the object has curved sides, you need to use a formula. So if you have a circle or a part of a circle, please be aware the perimeter of a circle is called the circumference. Hopefully you've been taught this previously. The circumference is equal to 2. What does that symbol mean? It's like 2 lines and then it's got a curl on the top. Starts with a P, pi. Before you've been allowed to approximate it to 3.14 for year levels now, year 11, year 12, please use the actual pi symbol on your calculator. So that is 2 times by pi times by r. Does anyone know what the r stands for in a circle? The radius. So the radius is from the middle to the edge. And now, also because the radius is from the middle to the edge, what can you tell me how many radiuses would fit into that D there? What does D stand for in a circle? Good. How many radiuses would fit in there? 2 of them, because there'd be 1 radius on one side, 1 radius on the other. So, if you wanted to, if you knew the diameter, you could just do pi times by the diameter. That'll give you the circumference as well. That's one formula there. If it's curved, the last little formula that you might need would be a sector, which is like a pizza slice. It's part of a circle. How do I find the perimeter of this? Do you agree that on a pizza slice, is this section part of a circle? It's a fraction of a circle. You see, in the formula of it, we have the circumference of a circle is part of the formula. Why do I have to times it by a fraction? Because I've only got a fraction of a circle here. So if I know the angle, I do the angle over 360 to get the fraction of a circle. What's the significance of the 360? How many degrees do I turn if I go around in a whole circle? How many degrees? 360. So if I go this angle divided by 360 degrees, that's going to tell me what fraction of a circle my pizza slice is. I times it by 2 pi r, which is going to tell me how long that is. But this part's weird. What's the 2r? If I'm finding the outline of that weird pizza shape, can someone tell me where the 2r's come from? The sides. Because the perimeter of this thing is a curved bit, and then a side, and then another side. So please don't be tricked by that. You've got questions in your timeline that involve a sector. I'd like you to please, can you get those formula down, and then my explanation for how do you find the perimeter of an object with straight sides. You don't need special formula for that. If you have got those notes, start getting this weird example down, and I'll show you how you go about finding it. I'll give you like 5 minutes. Sounds like there's a teacher in there today. Minutes and then we'll do the example. Couple more minutes. You don't need to talk. You use heaps of pages if you want. I'll give you whatever maths books you want.
I prefer neatness.
You prefer
Neatness. It's easier to read.
Yeah. There might be some questions where you need maths books. One more minute and then we'll go over this example here. Oh man, I missed the opportunity to do a circle there for Valentine's Day. Oh well. Half a circle. Copy the shape as best you can. The dashes are important because there's information that I'm trying to make you think is missing. Alright, I've only given you two rules here. How do I find the perimeter of an object that has straight sides? And then I gave you a couple of formula for a circle and part of a circle. Now you're probably telling me, Mr. T, what the hell? That's not a circle, nor is it a rectangle or a square. But you should be smarter than that. You're in about year 11, okay? Does it have circular elements to it? Does it have straight bits? How many sides do we not know how long they are? There's three. Let's call this one A. Let's call this one B. Do I have to call this something different or is it going to be the same? It's going to be the same, okay? Because I know that the bottom of that triangle is 4. The bottom of that triangle is 4. One side is 3, so the opposite's going to be the same, okay? We need to do some extra stuff to find A and B. All right. Before, the easy part is going to be just adding the straight sides together, okay? But I need to find the unknowns first, so let's work on finding the unknowns. So A. What shape is A? Is that a rectangle or is it a circle or something?
Semicircle.
It's a semicircle. I've only given you a formula to find the circumference of a whole circle. But can I find the circumference of a whole circle and divide it by 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay? So A. A dot dot circumference is equal to, now we have to think about it. What does that dash mean about the whole sort of across that circle?
That's 4 centimeters.
It's 4. So does that tell me what? Does that tell me the diameter of that circle or the radius? It tells me the diameter. Do I have a formula that involves the diameter? If you didn't know that, if you like using the radius, what would the radius of that be? It would be half. Okay, you've got options. So circumference is equal to pi times by the diameter, which is 4. And I'm good, but I'm not good enough to do pi in my head, so I go second pi times by 4. 12 point, but we round. Let's round to 2 decimal points. 12.57 centimeters to 2 dp. But that's the whole circle. So what do I do with this number to get what A is? Right now, that 12.57 is this. All the way around. I divided by 2. So 12.57 divided by 2. 6.28 centimeters rounded to 2 decimal points. Okay? That's the first step. If you want to add to your diagram that, 6.28. Do I know what this side is? Do I know how long that is?
Yeah.
It's because according to the 2 dashes, it's 5. This is tricky. I did this on purpose because it relates to something that we've just been doing. This whole thing is like an isosceles triangle. But if I cut an isosceles triangle in half, what kind of triangle are we looking at?
Right.
That's a right angle triangle. And which guy, there's some ancient Greek guy or something, his name started with a P. Pythagoras. Can we do some Pythagoras to work out that situation? I want to work out that long side. What's that side called in a right angle triangle? It's a hypotenuse. So let's do B, my B working out. The hypotenuse, oh, I shouldn't have called it B, let's call it, because remember in my formula I said A squared plus B squared is equal to C, let's call it something else. Let's call it A. So the hypotenuse, x squared is equal to, how long is A? 3 squared plus, according to our diagram, how long is the other straight side? 4 squared. X squared is equal to 9 plus 4 squared is 16. X squared is equal to 25. X is going to be the square root of 25, which is 5 centimeters. So I can write now that X is 5 centimeters. What can I say about this as well? That's also 5. Do I have a combination of straight sides and curved sides in this shape? But have I worked out what they all are now? So what would I do with them to find the perimeter? I just add them all together. So the perimeter, so I suggest if you're doing this in a test, like cross them off so you don't miss anything. Okay? Perimeter, I'll start top left, 4 plus, I'll go clockwise, the circle, 6.28 plus down here, it's 5. Plus this, also 5, plus this, also 5, plus this, 5. What's the last? Have I already counted the 4 up there?
Yeah.
I can cross them off as I went. Don't be tricked. Do I need to add this 3?
No.
Why is it there then? What's the 3 there? Because if I didn't know how long this was, I can't do Pythagoras. Okay? Done? So add them all together, you'll have a calculator available for your test. 4 plus 6.28 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, 30.28 centimeters. Okay? That's the only teaching for today. I'll stop the video.